cough drops complimentary?
Well, I've got a bad throat, so I'm just trying to be prepared.
I won't take them then. My name's Luke. As Jay told you, he said my last name perfectly. I won't say it myself because I won't say it half as good as Jay did. Thanks for having us, Ember+Forge, everyone who's here. That's really cool. This is called I Always Have This Anxiety. I always have this anxiety about walking into a new therapist's office. I look around the waiting room and I think, am I like them? And there is this dissonance. Either I am, which means they're terrible, or they're normal, just troubled, which means I can't trust my instincts. The girl behind the desk I went to high school with, remember her midriff revealed on a bus ride and saw her treasure trail. Then I sit down in the chair for the first time, desperate to prove I'm not crazy. In fact, I'm smart. So I use big words and adjust my glasses and slip in that I have a bachelor's degree from Penn State University, if anyone wants to know. And this anxiety engulfs me like black lights at a strip club, but I can't get naked, nothing like the girls who lie about their names. And I can't help but wonder why I haven't gotten acclimated to meeting therapists. My whole life seems to have been nothing but bringing my problems to people, trying to solve riddles written in my privileged blood. Thank you for the smattering. This is called Fog Machine. If someone told me when I was homeless, sleeping in a park, or when I was shaking and shivering from cotton fever that I would get clean to run a fog machine in the church's basement with 50-year-old women pole dancing on a pillar, with 50-year-old men hitting on baby-faced girls in Winnie the Pooh costumes, I'd have laughed heartily and seen how close I could get to death one more time. I spent like a good 3 to 4 minutes preparing this, and I found this old one. I haven't read it really since, so if it sucks, you know, that's your fault for coming. This is called Jubilee. Give it all away, every last bit of copper pipe and golden ring. Haul it all away in the biggest size shopping cart available to us 99%, steered by the barely able. Then you get peace, delivered from on high, foretold even through mistranslations. Finally, you get traction in defining the term possession without attachment's fear under starless skies, splintered the man and what belongs to him. So, there's no secret that I used to do drugs, and now I don't do drugs, so like a lot of my stuff is about drugs. And some of it's about my drug experiences, others about other people that I have known, and one thing I've observed is that Facebook is just like a garbage dump of terrible things to say when someone dies. And this is called People Say Some Really Odd Things When Someone Dies. And it's for a friend of mine named Ashley. Ashley sure was a beauty. Less than a year ago, she was getting high in the bathroom and I passed her on the stairs. I never saw her soul, but I would bet her flesh turned blue before someone found her, slumped over a bed in a sober living house in a cowboy town where they dig for fire. How can I be so callous, but for the grace of God go I? Someone says God must have bigger plans for you. I think there's a bit of Tom Sawyer in me, wanting to be at my funeral to see if I was ever alive. Ashley sure was. And now Ashley ain't. And as far as I can tell, the bigger plan is just to bum us out. All along 11th Street at 11:30 a.m., workers take their lunch breaks. You can see Carhartt jackets puffing cigarettes, women and men across from minimum wage factories all along 11th Street. I spy Freddie in just his work shirt bumming a square from an old man who is halfway between dying and disappearing. I picture in the movie theater of my mind what these people do when they aren't putting in minimum effort to catch the runoff from the means of production like birds in the nest, waiting for mom to give them a shred of flesh from the worm they caught. I picture their one-room efficiency smelling of stale smoke and that grease smell familiar to every house I ever copped in. All along 11th Street at 30 minutes to noon, neither cement nor grass looks very green. thanks again for having me. This is my last one. It's entitled Dreamland, which is apparently going to appear in some compilation about love poems, which, like, yeah, I write love poems. What a world, am I right? This is dedicated to my fiance. We just celebrated 1 year. We thought it was today. Turned out it was yesterday. Thanks, Facebook. I mean, it's not all a garbage dump, but this is called Dreamland. Maybe we can cuddle in dreamland. Maybe, just maybe, the rattling headboards against the flophouse walls will sound like my beating heart pressed to your ear. In dreamland, you'll shiver from love, vulgar love, and unvulgar romance instead of the wind cutting through your comforter. Where your lips will be wet with no alcohol on your breath. Where the whispers are not of radiators groaning to start, but of my incantations to bring your spirit back from splintered pieces. Maybe in dreamland, your heart made useful rather than made busy. Maybe in dreamland, distance is a lesson learned without pain. Thank you.